Welcome back, my dear students. Today we will be talking about principle of segregation, or better to say law of segregation, or Mendel's first law. Why the principle of segregation is known as law of segregation or Mendel's first law? Reason being, this law is universal. This principle is universal. Okay, this principle is universal. That is why we say this is a law. Okay, the principle of segregation, it holds true for all the organisms. It is not true only in case of pea plant, and this principle, it is also true for all the characters. Okay, it does not hold good only in case of seed shape. It is true for all the characters. That is why it is better to say law of segregation than principle of segregation. Okay, Mendel arrived at this law on the basis of some important findings or results that he got from the monohybrid cross. So we are today also going to use the monohybrid cross of Mendel to explain the law of segregation. Okay. So the important revelations that Mendel used to arrive at this law, the two factors of a characteristic in an individual, they separate with equal probability into gametes. जो आपके पास दो factors है एक character के, they separate during the formation of gametes into gametes with equal probability. Okay, the two factors, they separate into gametes, they segregate into gametes with equal probability. That means there are 50% chances that this capital R will go into a gamete, and there are 50% chances that this will go into a gamete. Okay, that means the chances of production of gametes carrying capital R and the chance of production of gametes carrying small r, they are equal. That means 50% gametes will be having capital R and 50% gametes will be having small r. When F1 individuals having genotype capital R small r produce gametes, one half receives capital R and the other half of gametes receives small r. The gametes then fused randomly to produce following genotypes in equal proportions in F2. ये हमने पहले भी डिस्कस किया है. Okay. Following dominance in F1, the phenotypic ratio emerged in the ratio of 3:1. The phenotype in F2 emerged in the ratio of 3:1. ये पहले भी हमने डिस्कस किया. Okay. We'll still discuss it in the next slide. Okay. So you can say that in F1 generation, although all the plants are having round seeds, but when they produce gametes and these gametes get fertilized, the F2 generation shows the plants both having round seeds and some having regular seeds. Okay, this presence of this formation of wrinkled seeds in F2 generation, it is a hint that there has occurred segregation of alleles, segregation of factors in F1 generation. अगर segregation नहीं हुई होती तो F2 generation में भी we will have all the plants producing round seeds, but we are having some plants, they produce wrinkled seeds. This is a suggestion that there has occurred the separation, or you can say segregation, of alleles at the time of formation of gametes. So how you can define now the law of segregation or Mendel's first law? Okay, it says that the two alleles in a diploid individual, they segregate, or you can say separate, during gamete formation, and one allele passes into each gamete. Okay, furthermore, the two alleles segregate into gametes in equal proportions. Okay, आपके पास एक character है and that character is being controlled by two factors or two alleles. These two alleles, they will separate during gamete formation, and only one allele will pass into each gamete. एक गैमेट में दो alleles नहीं जा सकते एक ही कैरेक्टर के. Okay, this will go into one gamete and this will go into another gamete. Okay, Furthermore, the two alleles segregate into gametes with equal in equal proportions. जो दो alleles separate हुए, जो दो alleles segregate हुए, they will go into gametes with equal proportions. It means 50% of gametes will carry R, capital R, and 50% of gametes will carry small r. Okay, this is principle of segregation, or better to say law of segregation. Okay, now let's understand how this happens. Let's move back to the monohybrid cross that we are discussing from 3 days. Okay, so this will produce only one type of gamete, and this will produce only one type of gamete. These two gametes will fuse and you will have F1 generation, first filial generation, and all the individuals will be having capital R, small r, and they only show they produce seeds having round shape, round seeds. Okay, now you have F1 generation. When these F1 plants are allowed to self-fertilize, okay, what will happen? That we will discuss here. You will be having, this is an F1 individual, this is another F1 individual, and at the time of formation of gametes in F1 plants, you will be having one capital R and one small r. Okay, capital R will go to one gamete, small r will go to another gamete. They will never go to the same gamete. Okay, actually there are four gametes which are produced, but for the sake of convenience we are here only showing two gametes, because two are similar and two are similar. Okay, so it is better to represent them by R and R. Actually, at the time of formation of gametes, four gametes are produced because of meiosis. Okay, इसी तरह यहाँ पे भी you will have one capital R, one small r. Okay, this will go to one gamete and this will go to another gamete. So there is equal probability that a gamete will receive capital R or it will receive small r. So because of this equal chance of getting into the gametes, 50% gametes are having capital R and 50% are having small r. Same is the case here. Okay, now these gametes, they will fuse randomly. They will fuse randomly here. This is capital R, small r. This is capital R, small r. Okay, this will fuse. This will result in the formation of RR, RR. We have here RR and small r. Okay, so in the F2 generation, we are having the phenotypic ratio of 3:1. Okay, this will be producing round seeds. This also will be producing round seeds because it contains capital R. This also will be producing round seeds. It contains capital R, and this will be producing wrinkled seeds because it does not contain the capital R allele. Okay, this 3:1 phenotypic ratio is possible only if the alleles have segregated in F1 generation. अगर segregation नहीं हुई होती तो जो F2 generation है यहाँ पे वो सब round seeds बनाती. Okay, the formation of wrinkled seeds here, it is a suggestion, it is a hint that segregation of alleles, segregation of factors has taken place in F1 generation. Okay, so this is Mendel's first law or law of segregation, which states that the two factors, the two alleles of a character, they segregate at the time of formation of gametes and pass into the gametes with equal probability. Okay, ये जो आपको यहाँ पे मिल गया 3:1 रेशियो, इसी से जाहिर होता है कि segregation of alleles has taken place. अगर segregation नहीं हुई होती तो ये वाला जीनोटाइप हमारे F2 generation में नहीं आता. Okay, so this is all about the principle of segregation or law of segregation or Mendel's first law. Okay, I hope you all understand this. See you soon with the next lesson on genetics. Till then, stay blessed and thank you.